Hello, everybody. We are back again for another round of busting the myths of network marketing. I'm joined by Toth, and I'm Dayman Baker. And the cool thing is Ty and I were just talking a little bit about, our experience. We're not just two guys just popping on here, with a few weeks of network marketing experience. Ty's been in this industry for around 15 years. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. And we have learned a lot about what are the myths and what are the truths through our own experiences. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're actually going to dive into three more. But Ty, why don't you kind of walk us real quick through the last three from the past video that we did?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thanks for taking time out to do this with me, Damon. I enjoy these calls with you. And, it's important, obviously, as you say, we've both been in the industry a good while. And I know that we're both very fortunate to be in that situation. And it's more than whether or not somebody's making money. The people that we have both become and we're continuing to become as a result of the personal growth that we've experienced with this is really the priceless part of this. But with our time in the industry, I know from our conversations, we've had a lot of times that we've spoken about many of the misconceptions that people have about the industry. And of course, this is part 2 in this series, and we'll probably end up with 3 or 4 total. But in the first one, we talked about saturation. Is that even possible? And listen, we're not going to get into these. Just kind of take everybody on the journey of what we've done so far, just by naming them. But what you're going to want to do is go back and watch that first video to get the explanation of what these topics are all about, and really, honestly, what the answers were to these myths, because that's what they are. And myth number 2 from the first part was only the people at the top make money. Again, certainly not true. And the third one was that it's some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. Again, not true at all. So we don't want to dwell on that. I've heard it said many times that there's a reason that our windshield is bigger than our rearview mirror. So we're not going to go and recount all that. We're going to look forward and move into the rest of these. So and with that, Damon, why don't you kick us off with the first one for series 2? We got 3 good ones for you here today.
Outstanding. Yeah, I would love to. And it's one that's I hear a lot, which is definitely, we're going to debunk this one and kind of set the course for expectations of the industry. Is the fact that the myth is, oh, you don't have to sell, and I've been approached before. Even now, even happy where I'm at, I get approached by people saying, hey, I have this opportunity. You don't have to sell. And it's like, you don't have to sell to your warm market, your family, your friends. You don't have to sell to cold market. You don't have to do all this. And after as many years in a product company like we are, selling, nobody wants to be sold to, okay? So what I'm going to give you is my interpretation of the word sell when it comes to our company and our product line. I don't sell. What I do is I help people make a decision on what they need to hopefully solve their issues in health and wellness. So does it take yes, they do something. But my bottom line is I'm proud to be in a product company. Before this, I was a plumber. I sold plumbing service and plumbing products. I didn't have a business if me and my plumbers didn't sell a plumbing service or a plumbing product. So in this industry, it's health and wellness. We have holistic health and wellness products that are totally top shelf. They're customized, and I enjoy introducing them to people. And that is one of the passions that I have learned. And I mean, we have our new detox box. Okay. Not only am I introducing it to people, I'm using it. And there you go. Detox. Woohoo. So when it comes to you don't have to sell, that's a myth. If you're in a product company or a service company in the network marketing space or the real traditional business space, you do have to sell. How you define it for yourself and how you become comfortable with it, that's your thing. Mine is helping people I provide solutions for people when they have issues in their health and wellness world. So Ty, that's my take on this myth is, yes, you do have to sell a product or a service.
Yeah, well said. And you're right on target, because it doesn't matter what kind of business you have, whether it's a traditional bricks and mortar business or like this, and whether your company or you provide a product or a service, you're still selling it. A business without a customer is a business that's not in business. So at some point, the selling has to happen. And honestly, I've said this many times, nothing happens until somebody sells something. I have a relative, I'm not going to try to give a hint as to who it is, who, my career has been in sales. So in my traditional career. And he made the comment one time that, why is it all you sales guys get the rewards? And that was my response. And I said, I almost said his name, so that wouldn't be good. But I said, hey man, nothing happens until somebody sells something. That's why. So, but again, in this industry, it's the exact same thing. And Damon, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm proud to have what we have, and proud to offer what we have. And do we sell it? Yeah, but here's the reality. Number one, people are very intimidated at the word sell, because most people are not salespeople. But what I've learned is, when I started in sales, neither was I. But
Right.
The skill of selling is just that. It's a skill, and it's something that anybody can learn. So is it something that everybody needs to be an expert at day one? Absolutely not. It's a trial and error learning and a growth process, and it's that simple. So yeah, that's so true. And I totally get it. It was intimidating to me when I started in my very first sales position. So I get it. It's awkward. Again, it's intimidating. It's it's something that people are not that comfortable with necessarily when they're introduced to it at first. But here's what I found is, when people use something, and again, we're not here to sell our product, so we're not going to do that. But my point is, whether it's a product or a service that is being offered, if somebody uses something and they like it and they enjoy it, it makes a difference, they feel different, they feel better, what are they going to do? They're going to tell everybody. And it goes back to, I'll give you this example. When I saw some of the movies that I've loved over my lifetime, and I'm not here to sell any of them, but what do? I tell everybody how amazing the movie was. Or I go to a great restaurant and I say, man, I just had an amazing meal at this particular restaurant. Well, and I go tell people about it, they go try it. Now, am I getting paid for that? No, but I'm selling to that person, convincing them, and that may not be the goal, but I'm just sharing a great experience on it. And that's what we get to do with our business as well. And yeah, I think it's important to point this out too. There are some people that are just absolutely so intimidated about it. No way, not an option, not going to do it. Well, and if that's the case, then maybe this is not the business for you. Maybe it's not the industry for you. And that's okay too. But you know what? Somebody shared this with you. So somebody cared enough about you to share this information. And whoever shared this video with you has the ability to offer you the opportunity to be a VIP customer, in which case, and again, Damon, you and I talked about this before this call, and what an amazing opportunity we have for people. They get a discount that's almost as big as ours. So there's no selling involved. You get to be a customer and just be a VIP customer, and the savings you get is incredible. So if that's not for you, listen. And if you're just no way would I ever want to sell anything, then don't do it. The last example I'll share with you though is, if you are, and we all got to fall on the sword once in a while as the men. If you're married, you sold somebody on something. So you can't say you're not a salesperson. So
Right.
yeah, just throwing a little humor in there. But listen, let's talk about the second one. I think this really plays in very well with it, and that is that a lot of people will say, "Man, come on, do this with me. It's easy."
Easy.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I don't like hearing that. That's one that kind of that eats me up every time I hear that, because no, it's not easy. But I'm also going to tell you that anything worthwhile is not easy. You it doesn't matter, again, if it's traditional bricks and mortar business, if it's your career, whether it's that, or if it's, again, within the framework of network marketing. Anything worthwhile is not easy. It's going to be hard. And not only is it going to be hard, it's going to be harder than you ever expected. It's going to take longer than you expected. Do some people get involved in the industry and they have a huge network of people, they have awesome relationships, and have maybe a group of people that are very like-minded, and their business grows very rapidly? Sure, that can happen, but that's the exception. It's not the rule. The rule is you're going to work your face off. You're going to work your tail off, and that's the reality within this industry. But again, I'm not going to go back to our first three myths that we talked about last time, but the reward is that when you focus on the reason you want to do this, and everybody's reason is different, we call it your why, that the hard is worth it. So the work is worth it. The hard work is worth it. You just have to understand that there's some delayed gratification here. And when you do the work and you do the hard part and you push through that, when you come out on the other side, that's when you get your reward. But again, as I alluded to at the beginning, the person you become in the process, I've grown in ways I never imagined I could. And Dayman, I've watched you do the exact same thing. So, again, what it's done for us is a huge part of that reward. But was it easy? No way. Absolutely not. I would never, ever want to mislead people in that way. So, Dayman, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, easy to me sounds cheesy. It's really one of the biggest myths about this industry, and I'm like you. When people say it, I cringe. It reminds me of kind of the sports world. There's a reason there's a limited number of people on the field versus in the stands. Odell Beckham Jr. one-handed catches, he makes them look easy, but he spent the last 15 years perfecting his trade. Leaders in network marketing, they can make it look easy, but they've spent years perfecting their trade. I love John Maxwell. John Maxwell was approached on a break at one of his conferences he was doing, and a guy came up to him and he said, "Hey, John, I'm so-and-so. I want to do what you do." And John goes, "Oh, what do I do?" And he goes, you sit up there and you connect with people and you talk and you teach. He goes, "Okay, well, yeah, you could do what I do, but are you willing to do what I've done?" And that's what network marketing is it's duplication. It's following people who make it look easy, who have gone through the trials and tribulations to get where they're at. And it's not easy. It's tough. But I was talking to one of my leaders on the team yesterday, and I've had businesses with employees, and I told her flat out, I would rather have 100 associates to deal with on a daily basis than one employee, because you got to choose your hard, and having employees is hard. Building a network marketing business is hard. It's not easy. There's no easy to it. There's simple parts to it. Ty, you say that all the time, and I love that. It's not easy. It's simple, Because all you really have to do in this industry is follow the leader, follow a leader, find a leader that's successful, has a proven plan, follow it, and it makes it simple, but you still have to do the work. Just like John Maxwell said, you have to do what I've done. So that's my take on the whole easy thing. And there's no, what is it, Staples has the easy button, or Office Depot, and that was easy. No, I will never push that button from my experience in network marketing. But the thing is, like Ty has alluded to, the growth I've done professionally and personally has been amazing. And that's the fun part of doing this, is understand going in, it's not easy. In fact, I just read the other day, AARP, we've all heard of them. They did it because some retired people like to move into the network marketing space. Well, they were trying to, say, hey, here's some warning signs. 44% of people that get into our industry quit within 90 days. It's not easy. Okay. They quit within 90 days, 44% of people. Now, a big percentage above that, from the 44 toward 100, just stop. They don't really quit. They don't like cancel their account and all that and not be, take themselves off the rolls. They just stop. They quit without quitting. And then about 20% of us are comfortable between $0 and $500 a month in income, which, again, going back, it's not easy. But those of us that push through, follow a good leader, take it head on, and be consistent with the lessons you're learning, you grow. So that's my take on easy. It ain't easy. So let's move into our third one, because we're running out of time. We want to respect your time. This is one because Ty and I both, there's two parts, and we talked about this a little bit in our last video. There's two parts of this industry. There's the retail sales and there's the business building. Ty and I have embraced both of them, the retail sales and the business building. But one of the myths here that a lot of people try to use, and Ty, I want you to talk about this, is you don't have to recruit. You don't have to sell. It's easy. And, you don't have to recruit. What are your thoughts on that, Ty?
Yeah, that's another great one that, again, is just so untrue. And let me back up, because I think it's important. There are two pieces with probably 95 to maybe, who knows, 99% of this industry. Yeah, you have to recruit, because if you're not building a team, you're flat out. You're wasting your time, I guess, is the best way to put it. Our situation is a little unique. People do make a significant living. They have the opportunity to, I should say, with just retailing products, which again goes back to the selling. Yeah, you do have to sell. But again, we're really very much the exception and not the rule in that regard. The key here is it depends on what you want out of it. So it's kind of a two-part answer to this particular one, in that if you want to create an opportunity to benefit from the leverage part of this industry, you must recruit. Because I go back to J. Paul Getty. You maybe know that name, maybe you don't, but he was quoted as saying, "I would rather be paid 1% of the efforts of 100 people than 100% of my own efforts." So, and that's the secret to business. And again, let's compare this to a traditional brick and mortar business. If you start a business, and whatever it is, it could be a store, it could be a restaurant, it could be again, plumbing business, like Damon was talking about before. I've been in many different management positions within the traditional work world. And when you're in that position, whether you're an owner, a manager, I've been a general manager, you must recruit and hire. So the difference is you're looking for that right fit, that right person that's going to fill the need that you have, that is going to be able to offer good service to the customers that you want to attract to your physical brick and mortar business, and or go out and service them. And if you don't find that right fit, what do you have to do? You're either, if you can't hire that person, you got to keep looking for the right person. But if you bring in the wrong person, then what do you have to do? Now you got to make a decision. Can I keep this person, or do I need to let him go? Okay, and that's the reality of traditional business. What's different here is we get to not only choose who we're in business with, we can literally go and search for those like-minded people that want to be a part of what we describe as our volunteer army. Because we don't have employees here. We get to go out and look for people that are looking for the same things we're looking for, that have a similar mindset, that have a similar work ethic, that have a similar set of goals in life, and want to accomplish things. And most importantly, in this industry, want to help others do the same thing. They want to help others grow. They want to help others succeed. They want to help others achieve their goals. And that is where, we're kind of getting into a little bit different topic here, but ultimately it's called servant leadership. So do you need to recruit? Absolutely. But you get to pick and choose who you want to be in business with, and only attempt to attract those kind of people, instead of being forced, as we are in a traditional work position or work field, career oriented, where the guidelines are set for us. You've got to get here at this time. You've got to stay until this time. You get to take lunch when I say you do. You can only take time off when I say you can. You can only take vacation when I say you can. And fit within the framework of a traditional position, a traditional job. And by the way, you only get a raise when I tell you get one. There are a lot of limitations to working in a traditional business type job, where those constraints are all removed within this industry. And ultimately, again, it is the more people we help, the more they have success and achieve success, the more we get to have that same success too. So Zig Ziglar said it best. And it is, if I help enough other people get what they want, I get to have what I want. And that's what this entire industry framework is built around. So I love that statement. So Dayman, back to you. Love to have you expand on that as well.
Yeah, I do like the recruiting part of this. And yes, 100%. I'm building a team. And I compare it, it's not franchising, but I like to compare it to, because with my plumbing company, I had a plumbing company and a leak detection company that we thought about franchising. We actually got the circular done. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of expense. And, but it went back to what Ty said is, the efforts of 100 versus the efforts of one. And one of my favorite books is E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. And he talks exactly about that. And this industry, because I have the ability to go after specific talents, it's almost like going back to sports. It's almost like I'm recruiting for a Super Bowl team or a World Series team. I have people on my team that are incredibly brilliant in one area that I'm incredibly lacking in. But together, since we're teammates, we get to feed off of each other's talents and create an actual team. And that's one thing I love about it. Plumbing, I had people come to me looking for a job. I had no clue who they were. I didn't know. And everybody looks great on LinkedIn and a resume. Okay. It's not until you put them in a service van that you find out that they can't sweat copper. They can't run a sewer machine. They can't do this, or they can't deal with people. With this industry, we actually get to go after people. We can watch them on LinkedIn. We can watch them on social media. We can watch them in real life. We can go to networking meetings and the community events, and we can actually kind of headhunt our winning team. You're not going to get everyone that's going to be, superstars, which is fine. But again, I like going back to leadership gurus and John Maxwell. It's called the law of the bench. You want to stack your bench on the sideline for those people to be ready to go in. And so yeah, the recruiting process of this is fun. It actually feeds my business bug that I have in me, and I love to see the talents actually blossom with people. You know, Ty and I were talking about one of our associates, and she over the last probably year has blossomed, you know, and really working this very well. Well, she was recruited. So so yeah, it's recruiting is not as scary as one thinks. And in fact, it's really, if you're building a business in network marketing, it's the only way to actually create the residual income, because the retail side of the house could go away at any time. It's very connected to the economy. If people don't have money, they might not be spending on your product or service. Recruiting, on the other hand, that's the best of both worlds, because as the economy goes south, people need some extra money. So people, you know, recruiting process happens, and we'll discuss that in another video. But that's a big part of this is be open to recruiting, even if you're not a good recruiter, because there are going to be people that come to you and say, hey, I need an extra $100 a month. I need an extra $500 a month. Can I do what you're doing? Ty, you've had that happen. I've had that happen. And that's the fun part of the recruiting process. But yes, that myth is busted, kind of, because like Ty said, this has a two-part answer. You can get in this business and just retail product. That's the kind of busted part of it. But if you want to create serious residual legacy income, yes, recruiting is necessary. You want to close this out, Ty?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you again taking some time out, and I'll be honest with you, I started the recording, and I don't even know how long we've been, but something tells me we've been a little bit long here. So we appreciate everybody who's taking the time out to watch this. And again, this is part 2 in the series. We're going to have 1, maybe 2 more. And you know, Damon, I'm excited about getting into some of the other things that we're discussing here, because and they will be on different topics, and they won't be dealing with these myths. But it's important that people really understand the true power of this industry in terms of the opportunity they have right at their fingertips. So, but with that, again, I appreciate everybody that's taking time out to watch. Yes, go ahead, Damon.
Wait a second, hold on. We have to do this whole YouTube thing. If you've liked what you've seen today, like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification there.
Yes, so
We got to put that in.
Absolutely. Yeah. No,
Keep this,
that's
guys.
an excellent point. Yep. Yeah. Thanks again, Damon. Appreciate everybody. And we look forward to joining you on the 3rd part of this series. And we'll see you very soon for that. Take care.